Welcome to PEP, ready to learn. English is easy, let the conversation turn. It's the Productive English Podcast. Listen to us chat, learn fast. Grab your coffee, take a break. It's time for English to awake.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Productive English Podcast, PEP. I'm Mark.
And I'm Sarah. We are so glad you've decided to spend your most precious resource, your time, with us today. Episode 30 is a milestone, and we wanted to talk about something that affects every human being on this planet.
That's right. Today, we're peeling back the layers of a very uncomfortable topic, lookism.
Lookism. It's a word that sounds like a clinical term, but it's actually a form of deep-seated prejudice. It's the discrimination or prejudice based on a person's physical appearance.
It's everywhere, Sarah. In movies, in magazines, in job interviews, and even in our own mirrors. We like to believe we live in a world where content of character matters most, but the reality is often much more superficial.
It's true. And before we dive into the solutions, we have to talk about the why. Why are our brains so obsessed with faces and bodies?
Psychologists talk about something called the halo effect. Sarah, have you ever met someone who was incredibly attractive and immediately thought, wow, they must be so smart and kind?
Honestly, yes. We all do it. It's an unconscious cognitive bias. If someone looks good, we subconsciously assign them other positive traits. We assume they are more competent, more honest, and even more hardworking.
And that's the danger, because the opposite happens too. If someone doesn't fit the conventional standard of beauty, people might unfairly assume they are less capable or even less professional. It's a silent, invisible barrier to many people's potential.
I remember a very personal moment regarding this, Mark. I don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast.
I'm listening. Take your time.
About 5 years ago, I had a huge presentation for a potential client. I spent the entire night before not practicing my speech, but my outfit. I was obsessing over my hair, my makeup, the height of my heels. I felt that if I didn't look like a perfect professional woman from a magazine, they wouldn't listen to a single word of my data.
That sounds exhausting. You were spending more energy on the facade than on the substance.
Exactly. I arrived at the meeting feeling like a doll. I was stiff, I was uncomfortable, and I was so worried about my appearance that I actually stumbled over my words. I was so caught up in the comparison trap that I lost my authenticity.
That's the tragedy of lookism. It steals our focus. If we are constantly monitoring our own reflection, we aren't truly present in the room. We're losing our mental bandwidth.
Precisely. Mark, what about you? Men often feel this pressure too, even if society talks about it less.
Oh, absolutely. I remember my first job in finance. I was surrounded by men in $2,000 suits who looked like they lived in the gym. I felt like an imposter because I didn't have that look. I spent a lot of money I didn't have trying to buy the right watch, the right shoes, just to feel like I had the authority to speak.
You were buying a mask to fit into a systemic standard.
Yes, and it took me years to realize that the most successful people in that room weren't the ones with the best suits. They were the ones who had the most resilience and the clearest ideas. But lookism tries to convince us otherwise. It tries to make us believe that our value is subjective, based on someone else's eyes.
And we have to talk about social media. It's like a 24/7 factory for unattainable standards. We see these perfect lives and perfect faces, forgetting that they are often highly edited or filtered.
It's a digital facade. We're comparing our raw, unfiltered reality to someone else's highlight reel. This is a direct hit to our self-esteem.
So, how do we break the mirror? How do we reclaim our autonomy in a world that wants to judge us by our skin?
Step one is self-acceptance. It sounds simple, but it's a radical act. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, my body is a vessel for my life, not an ornament for your eyes.
I love that. A vessel, not an ornament. I started a practice last year called Unfiltered Tuesdays. No heavy makeup, no fancy hair, just me. It felt like friction at first, but then it became liberating. I realized I had so much more time and energy to be intentional with my work.
That's how we fight back. By choosing substance over surface, by intentionally looking for the value in others that isn't tied to their appearance. We need to foster a culture of inclusivity, where diverse looks are celebrated, not just tolerated.
And for our English learners, please listen to this. Don't let the fear of looking or sounding awkward stop you. Lookism often extends to how we speak. We think an accent makes us look uneducated.
That's so wrong. An accent is proof of your resilience. It's proof that you've mastered a whole other world of communication. Your voice is authentic, no matter how it sounds.
Your ideas have their own aesthetic. Your courage has its own beauty.
So, to our amazing PEP community, we want to hear from you. This is a brave space.
Tell us, have you ever felt the pressure of lookism in your life? Or have you ever caught yourself judging someone else based on a superficial trait?
Let's talk about how we can shift our focus from how we look to who we are. Use words like cognitive bias or self-esteem in your comments.
I'm going to go for a walk now, in my messy hair and old sweatshirt, and just enjoy the feeling of the wind.
And I'm going to focus on the content of my next project, not the look of it. Thank you, Sarah, for being so vulnerable today.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you all for your time. Remember, your value is infinite and invisible.
Stay productive, stay intentional, and look deeper.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hope you learned something new. Don't worry about perfection, just keep